Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of You Hate to See It. Sorry we missed last week. I blame Nick, but make sure for any drama, which isn't there, but maybe there is, go to our Patreon and also visit our new website, youhatetoseeit.net. I'm Adam.
Well, it's net. I'm Jeff.
I'm Nick, and I voted for .gov.
No, you didn't. That also wasn't an option.
What are you, a cop? All of a sudden, I'm paying attention. Look at me, I'm Adam.
All of a sudden,
Like,
I'm so confused now.
all of a sudden Nick pays attention would be
Yeah, that's what. It's kind of where I thought that was going.
Never.
Yeah, we know. You idiot.
That hurts me.
Good.
Anyway, so this week we'll talk about first things first, Nick's ace bucket that's brightly shining up the back of his room.
Hashtag not sponsored.
It looks so like it's like a video game where it's like a hidden collectible that's just fucking shining bright in a dark alley.
I honestly thought it was photoshopped in poorly. Like it's so
Yeah, 'cause
bright.
it's sitting on also it's sitting on something very dark colored. And so it just looks like it's floating in the background. Nick, what are you doing? Are you cleaning a gun right now?
No. However, it is gun related. I am currently making myself not a felon. I'm adding the limiter to my magazine so I can actually carry it. So it finally came in the mail today, a whole $6 to ruin a $50 magazine. However, I'm not certain how I'm supposed to ruin it, because if I add glue to a magazine, how do I clean the magazine? Like, how do I
Did you go to Reddit? You should have gone to Reddit.
Did you go
There's
to
a
YouTube?
website that literally 3D prints these little fucking pieces of shit. Well, no, they have them on YouTube. However, they don't have them for my gun. So I am yet again.
Why do you choose to do things as we record, though? Like, what made you think? What made you think like, oh, hey, we're about to record. Let me sit down and fucking try to put something in my gun that I've never done before.
You're really ruining Jeff's birthday.
Honestly,
I try to.
You're lucky that it's not Adam's bachelor party, which will start up again tomorrow.
Anyway, so at the end of our last episode, we said we were going to talk about Don's wedding, and that was 2 weeks ago. So
I don't remember it.
That's fine.
The wedding.
I also don't remember said wedding.
I wasn't there.
What are weddings?
As the person who wasn't there, I can't help you with any of this.
What is a wedding? I like to think that
it started
3D miniatures. Like
it started off with Nick looking like a youth pastor at the rehearsal dinner at the rehearsal, which Don, aka the groom, was late to himself because he decided to work that day. So,
which is always the smart thing to do on your wedding day.
I'm gonna see if I can find this photo so you can look at it, because this photo of Nick is absolutely hilarious to me.
If you show me the photo from yesterday at the restaurant, I'm going
no. No, that'd be fucking cool though.
All right. If it helps, I'm done because I was already doing it.
Look at
I gotta give you permission. Hold on.
Yeah. Give me.
I cannot give you permissions anymore.
Fuck.
Post it in Discord.
Yeah.
Okay. Copy image.
Do it the boring way.
Yeah. We're getting there. I'll just put it
in general, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Jesus, I don't know why you got to get so fucking
piece of shit.
Look at Nick being a youth pastor in his jeans.
Why do you look like you're 15 years old but have a beard?
Because I like that tie. And I wanted to wear that tie.
And then look at Nick like a fucking country mile behind me. It's been lined up.
Probably because you yelled at him at my wedding about his belly.
No. And then this is Shannon thought was just a really good photo of Nick and I, but it's actually just me yelling at Nick about if he puts his belly on my back, I'm going to break his knees.
Why is Nick always right behind you and specifically you?
Because
I don't
as
know.
Colton
Nick,
told
why are
me,
you
I
better than
am
me?
Don's least favorite friend that he was willing to have stand up to the wedding.
No, that's what the last spot is for. But
Yeah. And he needed another person, so hi.
Hey, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
God, just the youth pastor vibes of Nick just hurt me in every way.
it's the like for some reason the arms in front really sends it home with the youth pastor.
Yeah, it really does, doesn't it?
Which I
like
see
wearing a
everyone
vest.
else is doing that, but for some reason for Nick, it's
I like
just
wearing-
Nick's
extra.
are like
I
Nick's
just
are
like
like
wearing
up,
a vest.
like midway up his stomach though, where everyone else is like
Well,
belt
yeah,
high.
I'm gonna be real with you. I still have dignity. I'm not like putting my hands under my gut and like carrying it around with me like a sack of flour. I have a little bit of dignity. I'm not doing that.
Imagine though.
I'm not.
It's like
I
a
will
bag of
not-
milk.
Yeah, you're not. I'm not doing that.
I feel like this photo of you yelling at Nick should be up on social media.
Okay.
Shame. It won't.
That's Jeff's first post on Metricool.
Yeah, it will be.
Hey, what happened?
I'll
today? Did
post. I'll
anything
post
fun-
Wednesdays.
Did anything fun happen today in history?
I don't know. No, do I care? So, Nick, what happened after that? We had the
Uh,
rehearsal dinner.
We went out
where
to the
we
world's
were all
worst bar in
savages.
Des Moines.
Well, that was after the rehearsal dinner. Nick, we got to go in chronological order, otherwise we're never gonna get through this.
Oh, well, there was dinner.
That's what he was saying.
Yeah, well, after dinner was the bar.
It's okay. It's okay.
After dinner was the
Oh.
bar. What do you mean?
Yeah. Well, I thought. You know what? I thought maybe we talk about the dinner where we got our
Oh.
cool groomsmen gifts or something. Do
Oh,
you
yeah,
want to
we-
just state what happened but not explain any of it?
Not really. No.
Nick's one of those people that he's a.
Nick, do you
he's
not
a
remember
pure-
how podcasts work?
I try not to actively. As a matter of
Like
fact.
if Nick was giving a presentation, like the presentation has bullet points that you're supposed to expand on, but not have in the PowerPoint. Nick just reads.
clicks.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say Nick just clicks, but like not
Just-
quick enough for you
I-
to read them. Just clicking, but doesn't say anything. Next
Uh.
slide. All right, next slide. And that's his entire
I
power.
like to think that there are paragraphs too that there's no
But
way. you'd
sadly,
have time
we've
to read.
seen him give a PowerPoint presentation, and it's never on the topic that you give him.
No, it's better.
It's debatable. Very debatable, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you rather have listened to a PowerPoint about Grace? Like,
No, he's
actually?
right. No,
I
he's
mean,
right.
if you would have bullied her, yeah, I think it would have been hilarious.
I did bully her.
And then you basically said, "Oh no, she can't eat cheese," and then that was the end of it.
I pulled
It
up.
was
a
kind of like
wonderful
Nick was
picture
like,
of-
I only know 3 things about Grace. I'm going to do those in the first and last slide, and then everything else is going to be something else. That for some reason I know way too much about, but no one cares about.
But yeah, we got our
it was original.
groomsmen
research.
gifts were pretty
It's at
cool.
my house.
They were custom like duffel bags with like our last names like embroidered on it. And then in it he gave us it was just a normal blanket, but then we also got this koozie. It's like leather and then bottle opener to go with bottle opener to go with it. And then we also got engraved pocket watches.
What the fuck? How much
Yeah.
money did he spend on you
I
guys?
don't know.
Because
Well, the thing is he stuffed the pocket watches in the little like zipper, like tiny compartment inside of the duffel bag, which was stuffed full with a blanket and other shit. So none of us saw the pocket watches like until he told us. He's like, "Oh yeah, by the way," he's like, "If you guys don't like any of this stuff, go ahead and feel free to like return it. It won't hurt my feelings." So we're like, "No, dude, it's cool." And he's like, "Also, there's a pocket watch in there. If you don't like that, also feel free to get rid of it." And we're like, "We're sorry, what?" And we all like open it up and like open the pocket watch. We're like, no, I want this."
So like
Pocket
all
watch
of this, so the stuff I got you guys
was garbage. I'm kidding.
was like
It was very
400
delightful.
$400 to get you guys all that stuff. So like he fucking had money to blow.
The blanket's not
'cause-
that nice. It's a throw blanket.
It's quite soft though. I'll say that.
It's probably something you could have just found at Target.
I feel like the pocket watch was definitely like a couple hundred per person. Like
Oh,
that's
100%.
Like,
I feel like they spent more money on us than they did their own wedding. Which is don't make that seem like their wedding was bad. They had a very nice
They had
wedding.
a delightful
they only
wedding.
spent $3,000 per groomsman. So
Yeah.
So we got all that stuff, and then yeah, we went out to that god awful bar like 2 spots. Oh well, one there was that fucking gas attack you pulled on me in the parking lot when we were walking back inside. So Don took me and Nick out to get our stuff from the back of his car. We got it. We put our stuff in our cars. We were walking back, and it's just Nick and I. And Nick just stops, like kind of lifts his leg a little bit, and just lets out the wettest sounding fucking ass. Like it was like 4 seconds long and just disgusting. And I was on my phone. I just stop and like start backing away, go all the way to the sidewalk, and I start walking. He goes to walk towards the door. I was like, no. I go inside, and then 5 seconds later, you can come in after me, but you are not coming near me.
I had the pleasure of having Cheesy Cow that day, which is Davenport's finest restaurant.
I have no idea what that is.
I don't know.
I'm from there, and I don't even know what that is.
It's basically a mac and cheese place that shares the building with a coffee place, and then you can just go get coffee after you're having mac and cheese.
Oh, huh. Yeah, okay.
It's also a great mac and cheese.
We ended up, me, Nick, Shannon, and Grace ended up at the bar next door, which was just this band that all their instruments were on the soundboard turned all the way up, and it's not a big bar, like at all. There's like 12 tables in there, and then the bar itself, and they're just right there in front of you, max volume. Can't understand a word anyone's singing, and
drinks way too expensive.
We also could not talk to each other.
Oh, wasn't it an open bar?
No. Well, the wedding was. This is after the rehearsal, and we just went out like.
Oh, okay.
We'll get to the open bar because oh boy, was it open.
Well, we can get there pretty quickly. So Don shows up, and once Don gets there, he gets a drink. And we're like, "Fuck, man, you shouldn't have got a drink. We're just gonna get up and go to the next bar because like fuck this." So he gets his drink. We all down our drinks, and we pay, and we leave. Go to the next bar, which I don't even remember which one it was, to be honest with you.
It was a sports bar-ish kind of thing.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Went there, chilled. Alex went, did his golden retriever thing, became friends with a bunch of people that I didn't want to talk to, and then we had to drag him away from them. That concludes.
You guys closed 2 bars in one night.
Yeah. We don't have to talk about that part. So end up getting back home. Wake up next morning at like 7 a.m. Everyone's getting ready, or like having like we have like a little breakfast for like the groomsmen and like the plus ones at the Airbnb that we rented directly across the street from Don's house. So Don just comes over. We have like bagels, and like Grace went and got like Casey's breakfast pizza. I decided to go down and shower before breakfast. So I am literally in the shower, and Calvin, one of the groomsmen, decides to toast a bagel, a very common thing that a human being would want to do. He apparently puts the bagel in the toaster, clicks it down, and within 5 seconds, like black smoke was pouring out of the toaster. Like it burnt it to a crisp, but only one side, the other side didn't cook at all. But I was downstairs in the shower. I am washing my hair with this like cucumber mint scented conditioner. And like I can smell that. And then all of a sudden, all I smell is burnt toast. And like I'm like standing there, I'm like, this is like a thing that we all joke about, but like, am I literally about to have a stroke right now? And I'm just like, I stood there for like 10 seconds. I was like, this doesn't seem right, man. Like, this isn't okay. I'm like washing. I'm trying to like smell my hair to see if I can still smell anything other than burnt toast. I finished washing my hair, like dry off. I come upstairs and it's like, and it's just potent as fuck. I was like, oh, thank God someone burnt toast, because I thought I was about to die down there and no one was going to find me for like 3 hours. It was horrifying. Then we all got dressed together way too early, per the usual thing that groomsmen do for weddings. Got to the place, hung out. They were apparently like 30 minutes behind. They're like, you guys can just go to a bar and like hang out. So we went to a bar, sat down. Don thence got a call saying that they needed him now. So he's like, okay, well, you guys don't have to come for like half an hour after me. So he just sets down his credit card and he's like, just bring it back. He just leaves. So we got to drink at a bar. Then we came back, did I think maybe 8 photos, and then
That's
we were
true.
done for the day.
There were like no photos. Like
We were
compared to
done in
yours, there were
wild.
none.
We were done until the wedding happened. And also those photos I'm sure are awful because it was bright as shit on the balcony that we were like shooting at, and like all of us were trying to like close our eyes until we were ready, like needed, and then like we'd open none of us were coordinated. It has to be just some of the worst photos known to man.
Well, I mean, they'll Photoshop eyes around and heads around to get one good photo.
I hope Nick's head goes on Don's body.
I think it would go pretty well. I think we have about the same size noggin. I think that's about accurate, right?
And then yeah, the wedding went pretty quick. Probably the fastest one I've been a part of. Would have been even quicker if Don didn't get choked up. They out there, they tried to get us, man. They tried to get us all to cry. And damn, were they close a couple times. Granted, I couldn't understand half what Don said.
Well, he was facing away from us, so.
Well, that and the crying. So yeah, it was like impossible for Nick and I to hear.
And I'm assuming he didn't have a mic or anything.
No, there was no
Mhm.
mics. It wasn't like a huge like room. Everyone was pretty close, so yeah, there wasn't really a need for it. But yet again, his back was to us, and Nick and I are the farthest ones because at the rehearsal they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll get you guys all set up," and then we all walked up there, and then that was it. So Nick and I just guesstimated where to start the line. Then we went from that to a cocktail hour at a haircut and bar place, which was a little weird. Don told us that they had this set up for like a week and that they were expecting us and it was reserved for just us. We show up, doors locked. Dude walks up, he's like, "Hey, what's up?" We're like, "We're supposed to like be here right now," and he's like, "Okay." He lets us in. He's like, "I'm closing in like half an hour." And we're like, "We're supposed to be here for like an hour." He's like, "Well, you get half an hour." So we all just drink like a couple drinks. We're texting Don. We're like, "Dude, like, they don't even know that we're supposed to be here." We're like, "Are we supposed to pay for this? Because you said it was already paid for, but they don't even know that we were supposed to be here." So
they don't know our names, nothing.
So we got done with the cocktail hour, went back and just hung out with like in the like where the girls got ready.
Well, now I'm intrigued. Like, was there any explanation as like?
Not that I got.
Okay.
Not that I heard.
I had.
If anything, Colton took care of it because Colton is
I
the best
started
man.
a
So
drinking trend that Jeff fucking hates. Old fashions with tequila
yeah, it was disgusting.
or mezcal. It's good.
It was so gross.
pretty
Also,
good.
I want you to remember that Nick thinks at New Year's he was drinking old fashions. So put
I
that
was.
together
Okay.
It was.
with now him switching out the alcohol for tequila.
So this is a completely made up drink that
Yes.
no one's ever heard of
no,
before.
no. It's still an old. It's just with tequila.
It was disgusting. It was aggressive and I hated it.
It's smoke. It's got some smokiness to it. It's good. It's good. Yeah, you gotta try it.
No.
Then we did our walk-in. The wedding went, I mean, like the
Jeff
reception
did a
kind of
shot
happened.
immediately.
Yeah, I did a shot immediately. It was great of tequila. So I just had tequila back to back. It was just a wonderful day for me, honestly. We ate, and then it seemed like it took a really long time for speeches because we had ate all of our food by the time Colton did his. Colton, if you're listening, you did a good speech. I'm so sorry that everyone else was a fucking god at fucking presentations.
So much better than you. Just
Because
awful.
everyone's speeches were
Jeff's telling
fucking
me
amazing.
like, man, Colton's fucking suck.
That's not at all what happened. That is the exact opposite of what happened, which was
That's
you
so
telling-
many speeches.
There was
There
just
were quite a few.
4. Yeah, yeah, it was like 20 minutes of speeches. So I guess good thing they let us all eat beforehand.
Yeah,
And then
I
they
would have
did
been very hungry.
they did their first dance and like cut the cake, and then we all just fucked off. And Nick and I started to actually we started getting hammered the second we sat down at that table. But they had a homemade like a custom made cocktail for the event named after their dog, and
that
were
would
those
Hangover City.
those were fucking dangerous.
Well,
Yeah,
now
it was just
we
it was
need
like
the recipe
whipped
and
cream.
It was like
like-
whipped vodka. I don't know. I'd have to ask.
yeah,
Don. It was
text
wild.
him, get the recipe, and we'll make it for
It was so good.
we'll
It's
make
very
it
good.
we'll make it with Andy.
Oh god,
yeah.
that's
you
so
also
many
have
things.
you also got to get what's
Hypnotic?
the sparkly? Thank you, hypnotic.
Yeah. So drank a couple of those, and then I switched over to another hard alcoholic drink. I had like 3 of those, and then I ended up just drinking Busch Light the rest of the night. We basically just, dude, when Cotton Eye Joe came on though,
that was horrifying.
Horrifying, the amount of middle-aged old white people in Iowa that came out dancing to Cotton Eye Joe.
It was a little concerning. Like, I feared as a minority, I feared for my life.
Honestly, like nothing too crazy happened at the reception, but till the end when they were saying that, like, okay, this is like the last call for the open bar.
Yeah,
So I turned to Nick and I went, how many beers do you think I can get? He's like, I don't know, but however many you get, I'm gonna get. So I go up to the bartender. I'm like, okay, how many beers will you let me walk away with? He's like, well, how many can you carry? I went, I don't know, like 6. He's like, I'll give you 4. I was like, you know what? I'll take it. So I got 4. Nick goes up, gets 4. I end up drinking 6 of them because Colton kept pointing at, like, because we just put them on the table.
I got like none of my own drinks.
So in the last like half an hour of this fucking reception, I downed like 6 beers before we were leaving to then go to a bar, which we then closed that bar. And it was a wild time.
I ordered another tequila old-fashioned.
Did you also have an absolutely horrid drive home? I was violently hungover.
So I drove. How did I drive? I drove from Des Moines to Davenport, and then Shannon drove the rest of the way. So it wasn't horrible. It wasn't the worst thing. I was not like that hungover. I've definitely been more hungover.
I've been worse, but like
I was more hungover.
I was
more hungover on Sunday, honestly. This Sunday I was more hungover.
Somehow this Sunday I felt like absolute shit, but didn't drink that much and was.
I felt great.
I got I literally woke up, was like, my skull.
I didn't have anything in my head. It was just my stomach. My stomach was like doing
you
something.
also ate
cigar
a bunch
really
of fried
ruined,
pickles. You ate pizza. Up. You ate a bunch of gluten, my guy. Yeah, you were fucked up.
The cigar fucked me up. I'll be honest with you.
That's understandable. Yeah, you looked at me. You're like, you want to take a hit? And I was like, absolutely not. That sounds fucking horrible.
I went from cider to limoncello. Fast.
I discovered Coors Banquets, which is my new go-to beer.
Yeah, they're delicious.
They are delicious.
In a bottle, they're better.
Really?
Oh, they're so much better in a bottle.
I do like the idea of those fat boys.
Coors Banquets are like great
like
to have.
Fat boys.
I was waiting for it.
Coors Banquets are great to have with a really greasy pizza.
They're amazing to have on the golf course because they taste like water.
Fair.
Yeah, that's pretty much the end of the weekend. I mean, it was just violent hangover driving for me on the way back, and yelling at Grace to shut the fuck up.
Checks. I
think I got home and went immediately to bed.
We got back to the hotel the night of the wedding at what, like 2?
Yeah. Bar closed at 2, and it was right down the street. Yeah.
And I go to bed, and Shannon like told me the next morning, she's like, I was worried. You just seemed like so angry when you got back to the hotel. And I'm like, I was angry.
I feel like that's too much. I feel like I was happy. It was like, I'm leaving at 11. Like I was like, we started early enough. We fucking out, got very drunk, blacked out in the car, and I had a great time.
I did not
in bed by midnight.
Your wedding was also a lot was going on during your wedding.
My wedding was great until like 9:30 for you guys.
I
never got to finish my bottles of champagne.
Bottles upon bottles. Yeah, we think you finished all of them, Adam.
I only had 2.
Like 4. God, jeez. Guys,
I only had 2 bottles out of the 10 I paid for.
Well, also the fact that you and I did like 5 shots in a fucking 6-minute span. Because you
I
would take
also-
one and someone would walk up and be like, "Oh, shots," and you're like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Please no," and I turn and walk away, and you'd be like, "Hey, I got you another shot." I'm like, "Fucking kill
Well,
me."
so here's the thing: as the groom, people go shots. So to be a good host, I say yes, and unfortunately, by being the best man, you immediately are what's the cards game that that you have to like drink with someone?
White knighting? I don't know.
No, where like
Oh,
thumb
uh,
like
Oh.
thumbs down and
Ring of Fire, or is it King's Cup?
King's Cup.
King's
They're
Cup.
the same.
Yeah,
they're the
King
same
Cups,
fucking thing.
but what's
they
the
are
thing-
the same thing.
yeah. What's
A
that?
mate?
Mate? Yeah,
Yeah.
you're my mate. Unfortunately for you, when you're a best man, you're the mate. So
Dumb bitch.
yeah, don't be such a good friend. I don't know what to tell you.
Nick wouldn't have done it. So
No, he wouldn't.
Nick would have forced him onto some extremely tiny human being that shouldn't be drinking anymore.
That happened one time.
And
Happened
you're very
once.
proud of it.
I wouldn't say proud. Nostalgic.
In a good way?
Yeah, I wouldn't say good. I'd say
Nostalgic.
content. I'm content with my own actions.
All right,
How
fuck
are the
you. That's all
Celtics?
They're all right.
Okay. Thanks for listening, everyone. To watch the full-length unedited video version, become a patron. It only costs $1 a month to watch. No, it doesn't. It costs $3 a month to watch our full unedited. But for $1 a month, you get a lot of cool shit. So do that. We have a goal to reach.
I feel like you're lying to them if you say you just get a bunch of cool shit, but you don't say a single thing of that is cool.
Other podcasts. We record extra podcasts.
It's true. Nick
Bonus
doesn't.
content.
I've been known to dabble in another podcast or two.
Have you?
Yeah.
That's
Once.
Not for our Patreon.
not for us.
For others. I'm a whore. I whore
You don't
myself.
get paid. It makes you a slut.
All right, bye.